Ho freaking ho! Merry Christmas from beautiful Helena, Montana. Actually, today it's not real beautiful. It's overcast, cloudy, and stuff. But it's Christmas Eve. Stacy and I both taking the day off, so we're just hanging out. Got a little project we're doing, something a little bit different than what we have previously done, and wanted to share with you. So, this is a setup. This is essential for being able to have a good dinner. You got to have a good fire. A little Yellowstone in the background, kind of a permanent fixture in our house. So over here's a new project we're trying. Hopefully it doesn't suck. This is going to be a double smoked Huckleberry bourbon ham. So this is what goes into it. We got this one's already been smoked, hickory smoked one time. Picked that up from the sausage block down in Butte. And so we're got some pig's ass rub on it and some fresh ground pepper. We're gonna throw that on some cherry wood smoke out on the smoker for about 3 hours. Running that, for those who may be trying this, running this for about 250 degrees for about 3 hours, get an internal temperature of 140. So these are the ingredients for our glaze. Pretty simple. Huckleberry, brown sugar, honey, mustard, and Mule Kick whiskey, which is a garlic peppercorn, and jalapeno whiskey. So that'll be something a little bit different. We're making that glaze adult. So kids, you could still eat it, but you may want to substitute that out unless you want to, make it really extra exciting around your house with a little alcohol. So I'll keep you along for the ride, see if this turns out good. If so, give this a shot. Okay, smoker update. Fast forward 2.5 hours. We're still running about 250. It says 248. You probably can't see it there. But we haven't begun to glaze yet, but that's what we're dealing with. Doesn't look terrible. Got some nice smoke going, that cherry, interesting aroma. So now we're gonna go start the glaze process.
Tell by the taste.
So we're putting together the glaze. Stacy is putting together the glaze. So about a cup of brown sugar. A lot of this is just spitballing. This will be one of the very few things probably that gets measured other than the alcohol. We went ahead and grabbed a little more actual bourbon. So we'll have a little of both in there. A little Evan Williams, being that we're cheap. We'd probably use Maker's Mark if money weren't an issue, because it has a cherry base to it. But okay, brown sugar.
All right, I think I'm going to do about a 1/4 cup of mustard, and then I'll do this to taste and see what happens.
No, that's not wet mustard. That's what
is dry.
Call it dry mustard or mustard seed or just mustard?
Just mustard.
Mustard.
Super fine mustard.
Sure it is.
It is super fine. You argue with it.
Well, I'm not arguing.
All right, we're gonna do. Oh, you're gonna have to open that one.
Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of bourbon.
1/2 cup of bourbon.
Okay.
And how much whiskey are you putting in?
Well, since that is jalapeno, let's just go with a shot.
Okay.
And then if we want a little more kick to it after we mix it up, we can add one more.
All right.
Of course, this is all going to cook out, so.
Those of you that know Mule Kick know that potent stuff.
Yeah.
You impotent.
And then it's going to kind of.
Little honey.
Yep. However you feel like it.
Okay. Oh, you got a spoon?
I do not. If you would like to grab one there.
Tablespoon or a teaspoon?
Great. Let's go tablespoon, please. Can you open that for me too? Because I'm wimpy. Yeah, that looks about the right consistency. Cool.
All right. This is Huckleberry jam.
Yes.
Which we could say this was homemade, but it isn't.
Someday we will go and brave the bears.
So
for the
3
huckleberries.
heaping spoonfuls tablespoonfuls of huckleberry jam.
Oh, I can smell that mule kick. I hope that wasn't too much. Holy moly.
All right, now what you gonna do? Is that it? I think you've used a little.
I've got the bourbon, I've got the honey. I think we've got it all. Now we just need to kind of taste it and see.
Okay.
All right, taste tester, here you
Did
go.
we simmer it or anything? Don't.
Nope.
He cooked his up.
Oh, we can.
Woo.
It's got a kick, huh?
Yeah. Definitely taste the mule kick, and I don't taste mustard at all. It's got an interesting something. I would go more brown sugar and more honey.
And more brown sugar.
It means a little more sweet.
Yep, I agree.
So what this is going to be is essentially a glaze. We'll put it on multiple applications and let it caramelize. And then it will cook into a glaze.
I think I got quite a cup in there, so I'll do that.
Okay, next step. We just bring that up to, do we bring it up to a boil probably? And
Yeah,
then put it on simmer for a little bit?
Yeah, just a slow
So
rolling boil is what we'll call it.
Added more huckleberry, another about a tablespoon of huckleberry? A little more honey? Four more, okay.
I added
So
a lot.
we're using pretty much a half a container of huckleberry jam that size, just so you know. And we don't know if this can turn out good or not. We're just spitballing it. So, we'll bring that to a boil and show you what happens next. Okay, just applied. Just basted with the sauce we made. That's the color we're working with. We'll baste that 2 or 3 more times till we get an internal temperature of 140. We're about 3.5 hours into this cook. So we'll just continue to do this 2 or 3 more times, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay, little update. Previously stated we were in about 3.5 hours. That was wrong. We were about 3 hours. Now we're about 3.5. I have basted 3 times. Decided to cover with a little bit of foil because I don't want to get too dark. So let's see what we're looking at here. What are we dealing with? Oh, baby. Getting that color. We don't want it to burn. Smells amazing. We're probably 10 minutes or so away. Want that to caramelize just a little more. So throw it back into the smoke. Let her go. And the next thing you're going to see is when we carve her up. And I hope it doesn't suck. Okay. We let it rest about 10 minutes. Bringing it in. Internal temperature 140. Now Stacy is cutting that up. That looks beautiful. That huckleberry bourbon glaze on there. All right,
The fat ring.
Stacy, taste test that, huh?
I just did taste test it.
And what you think? Whoops, sorry,
It's
finger.
delicious. You outdid yourself. Well done.
I didn't outdo anything. I just stole a recipe and we spitballed it. A lot of fat on there, so you can cut
Just
that good
get it
stuff
off
off.
the edge.
And what is what's the verdict?
I say this is a keeper.
You're okay. Now
is a
you're
keeper.
going to finally look at the camera.
I don't like to be on camera.
I know you don't. It makes you really uncomfortable. So being this one doesn't have a bone in it, cut that all the way to the bottom. You could use a cutting board, but we couldn't wait.
Wow.
So that might be one you want to try. If it gets a passing grade from Stacy, then it's probably all right.
That's delicious, babe.
So, Merry Christmas from the Hedricks household. There, ham.
Merry Christmas, all.
Ham, Montana style. Whoop whoop.